RMBI gene, here to take you on another level and new horizons.
Hey everybody, welcome to another YouTube video. I know I've been sort of absent for a while, but a lot of stuff I'm trying to get done, but I'm back on track. Listen, I want to talk about labeling. Now, I want to really get into this because, you know, we live in a society now to where everything is about labeling. It's label everything. It used to be packages, animals, products. Now we are in a time to where it's all about labeling a person. And how that label affects that person, a lot of people don't care. Donald Trump is one of the ones that sort of made it explode with labeling people with insulted names or derogatory names. And it just seems that now it's this big thing to do. Label someone, rename someone as how you see them. Labeling. But do you ever consider the impact of how you label someone? How labeling someone can affect them emotionally? How labeling someone can kind of make them lose self-confidence in themselves? Maybe make them feel a sense of self-worthlessness to where they might even start to consider suicide. They might give up on their dreams. Negative labeling can cause a person to want to give up on their life. So when you label somebody, you really need to consider, what is the impact of me labeling somebody? Is it necessary? What's it for? But that's what we're doing now. That's what a lot of society is doing. Everybody is being labeled. And when you label somebody, you're affecting their career. You're affecting their livelihood. We have people that own jobs that do it. You know, just because they don't fit your culture of not wanting to work or not wanting to do the job, you're going to label this person as a snitch, as a troublemaker. You find some way to put a negative label on somebody to make other people distance themselves, not associate with the person. Because everybody's big on labeling. We label people we don't know. We label people we don't understand. We label people who don't have the same exact viewpoints and ideas that we have. If they don't agree with who we like, from something as simple as whether or not a person can sing, to our political, to our religious views, we label them in a way that we're trying to intentionally harm a person. But what do you really get out of labeling somebody? Do you enjoy the fact that it could possibly ruin somebody? It could take somebody down? We live in a society now where we're labeling people. It's become a game. But it's a game of destruction. It's a game that can create harm. It can create hate. And that's what's taking place these days. Have you been labeled? Has somebody labeled you? Maybe family members? An ex? Who's labeled you? You got to be careful not to accept the labels that people put on you. You got to be careful to not allow yourself to be placed in a position to where your mind is now adopting the mentality of the stigma that other people are putting on you. They're labeling you as somebody that's destructive. They're labeling you as a snitch. They're labeling you as a brown noser. They're making you feel unwanted, uncreative, unintelligible. They're making you feel like you can't succeed, like you can't accomplish the things you need to do in life. So you give up. It creates so much noise in your life around you that you begin to lose focus. You no longer hear positive things. You only associate with the negative things. So what is it that makes people want to label people? Is it jealousy? Because there are plenty of people out there who are jealous. People who got a job position that they really didn't deserve, they're not qualified for. Somebody else comes in that has more knowledge or that's probably better qualified for the job. They begin to apply negative labels to that person. We get people do it in relationships. You get jealous because she's talking to somebody else. He's talking to somebody else. This person's a better friend to somebody else. You got to be careful when you get out here and start labeling people. You need to understand what is the purpose of labeling people. Why do you do it? How do you want to be labeled? Do you feel anybody has the right to label you? Just think about that and think about how that impacts other people, how it impacts the people that you are labeling. And if you are someone and you feel that you are being labeled, then think about how you can find something positive. How can you change that around, that your mindset doesn't get caught in that negative labeling? It's important to realize that you should not let people label you to the point where you give up on who you are, what you want to accomplish, what you want to do. Don't give up. And the same thing applies for people who, if you're out there labeling people, you might want to take a look at yourself and understand what is it that makes you decide that it's necessary to label other people. What insecurities do you have that you need to deal with? What is it about their life that leads you to feel like I need to tear that person down? Think about that. Because right now we're labeling people in a negative way and it sticks with them for a long time, especially when you're adding stuff on social media, you're attacking people, you're going after people, you're doing all this and you're being destructive. Your behavior is destructive. You may not see it as destructive because it doesn't affect you, but you're affecting somebody else's life. So just think about that before you start sending out these tweets and making videos attacking people. When you start judging somebody you work with, maybe an ex you broke up with, maybe a family member, maybe a friend, whatever it is. Don't label somebody if it's not going to help them to be better in life. If you label somebody to attack or out of jealousy or out of your own insecurities, find out what's going on inside of you and deal with that. Deal with that. Hey, thank you for checking it out, man. Checking out the channel. I hope you enjoy the other videos. I'm going to keep more videos coming. Everything here is self-help. So, self-care, motivational, inspirational. So you look for all that twerking and all that sex stuff, I'm sorry, you're not going to find it here. There are plenty of channels that offer that. But if you're looking for a channel that's going to be about you being a better person, somebody you can connect with, you know what I'm saying, real life discussions to make things better, this is the channel for you. Hey, y'all drop a link down below, man. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about labeling, how people are labeling people, the impact. How do you feel about it? Drop a link down below. Look forward to hearing from you. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment.
It's time to tune in. This here's so fire. Empower your voice to inspire. Yeah, RMBI Gym.